All right. So like I said, we're going to design the login page of mobile login page. That's mobile view, not desktop view. So that's what we're going to do. And we're going to try as much as possible to do it as fast as possible. Okay, so first of all, we have to click on the create button and then we select we're going to select a portrait flyer portrait. This one, that's portrait A4, so that we have enough space to design whatever we want. So that's what we're going to select, a portrait flyer A4. So it's going to look something like this. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go straight ahead to upload a picture of a mobile phone. So we're going to upload a picture of mobile phone. Welcome, Richard and Jane. So what we're designing today is login page. That's login page design for mobile view. So thanks for joining the class. So let's continue. So first of all, we select a layout, A4 layout, flyer layout, and then we'll go ahead to search for mobile phone or smartphone. You can search for mobile phone or you can search for smartphone, and then you decide on the particular one to use. Now, what we're going to do, once we add the phone, we'll place the phone at the top of the page, and then we're going to zoom out to recover the screen like this. Yeah, I'm going to change the color of this phone to black, and you can use any color you want, but I'm going to use black. And then, good evening, sir.
Oh, sorry. Oh, it's I thought I actually had a class today. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, you don't.
Oh, all right, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right. Okay, so once we add the phone, change the color of the phone, and then we'll head straight to design. So for this design, I'm going to set up the layout, and then we add some colors to it, and then we call it a day. Now, since we place the phone here, we're going to try to check if the phone is transparent. That means the inside is transparent. So to do that, we're just going to add an image. Let me just say, so I'm going to do something like green background. So we'll do green background just to see if you're on track. So let me position it to the back to see if it's transparent. So as you can see, it's transparent. So that's okay. So choose a mobile phone that is transparent that you can send to the back, just like my own. So once you send it to the back, you just go ahead to extend all the way to the top like this. And as you can see, if you extend all the way to the top, you are seeing that the shape is coming out from here. That's because we didn't carve, we didn't add, what's it called? We didn't add a rounded corner to it. So we're going to round the corners. So it's going to match with the phone once we are running it. So first of all, you run your own, you run the corners of this image so that you can carve it just like the phone. So once I keep it here, I will decide on the rounding. I will round it until it matches like this. So that means it's not going to show, it's not going to come out of the phone frame if we position it to the back, just like this. Hope you guys are following so far. If you're following, just give me a thumbs up. So we add the background, and then make sure you add the border to the background. That's the rounded corners, so that once you add it here, it's not going to disturb the design. Now, what you're going to do next, you just go ahead and, since we have this phone and this color, you go ahead and group it too, so that you can move the phone around without that background color actually moving. So that's all we need for that place. Now, on this down part, we're going to do something right now. We're going to add a logo, a company logo, to the center of this place, because this is the login page, like I said. So you go ahead and search for logo, and then you decide on the company logo you want to use. This is a practical class, so you can decide on anything you want to use. So I'm going to go for this, and then I'm going to place this here, reduce the size a little bit, and then I'm going to decide to change the color to white. I'm going to change the color to white. But if you're changing this color to white, make sure you blend it, because if you add white like this, it's going to look like this. So what you're going to do is, the last color might not be too whitish, so something like this, so that it will have some sort of shadow. So you have to blend it. Depending on the logo you are using, this particular logo, I have to work on it like that. But if you are using something different, let's say something like this or this, something like this, once you change it to white color, it's not going to disturb you. So it depends on the logo you are using. You guys understand? So if you are using a logo that has 3 colors, you make sure you apply 3 colors. But if you're using something that is simple like this, you can just go ahead and do this. So let's continue. So the first thing we're going to do, once we add this, we're going to add some write-ups here. So go ahead and grab a text, and then we say welcome, because this is obviously a login page. So we do welcome, and then we change the color of the welcome to white. Change the color to white. Now, once you change the color to white, like I said, you can decide to use any font you want, but make sure it's visible. We're going to place the welcome here, and then under the welcome, we'll add a little body text, and then we say something like log in using your credentials, something like that. And then we align it with the welcome just like this. So we have welcome, and then we have login using your credentials. Make sure the alignment is okay. And then okay, so that works for now. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to start adding the form. So the login pages have form. So we're just going to duplicate this welcome, bring it down here, change the color to green. So we select the green from here. We choose any green, any type of green we want. You have to make your choice depending on the background color you used. So you choose the color you want, and then you change this to sign in. Sign in is the same thing with login. So sign in and login is the same thing. So you add sign in, and then you align it also with the welcome. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to beautify this sign in by adding a line to it. So we go ahead here and search for line. So we search for line, and then we are going to add a simple line, just one line like this. Under the line is going to be the green color also. The same color, it can be the same color with this this sign in. So we go ahead and do that. Now, what we're going to do is once we add the sign in, we reduce the size of the line. It's not going to cover the sign in, so you just have something like half, almost half, or something like that. So this is what we're going to do, something like this, just to beautify the sign in. So this looks okay, and then I don't want the sign in to enter the line, so I'm going to go to advanced settings over here, and then I'm going to do letter spacing, just to space it out a little bit. And then I'm going to align again to the welcome, just like this. So it looks better this way. Now, since we have the sign in, the next thing on the agenda is adding the form. That's the email and address, the email address and the password. So we duplicate this right up, this particular one, and then we'll bring it down here, and then we change the color. We're going to use black for that. You can actually use black color for this signing also. If you want, you can do that. So it depends on what you want to do. So after this design, I will decide if I'm going to change the color of this to black also. So over here we have email address. Now we have email address. We place our email address under this signing. Email. Place it under this signing, and then on the email address, we're going to duplicate this line, and then place the line under like this, and then we give a space for someone to fill out their email address. That's the space for someone to fill out their email address. Now, this line is too thick for this, so I'm going to reduce the thickness from this this over here. That's this stroke. So I'll do like 2. I want it to be tiny like this for this particular side. So we have 2. And then the next thing we are going to do is we are going to go ahead to run the same thing for the password. Then after that, we'll go straight to beautifying those ones. So we align this under like this, and then we do password. And we place the password here. So we align properly. Make sure you align properly, like I said. So we have password and email. Now we duplicate this again, the same process, and then watch the spacing 9.5, 9.5. That's what I'm using. I'm using 9.5, 9.5. So don't make mistakes while you are spacing out. So I'm using 9.5. Anybody? Do you guys understand so far? Do you guys understand so far? Any confusion so far? Okay. So on next agenda, since we have email and password here, as you can see these 2 boxes are aligned. So these 2 lines are aligned, which is perfect. Now, since we have email and password, the next thing we are going to do is a radio button. Radio button is that button that when you are signing in for a website, it will ask you something like trust disagreement, or something like remember your password. So I'll just do remember your password because this is a login page. So I'll search for radio button here. So I'll do radio button. All right. So radio button looks different depending on what you want to choose. But basically, it just looks like this circle. So we're going to go ahead and reduce the size of the radio button, and then you place it over here. It's going to be little. You can actually use normal circle. You can construct a normal circle and use it as radio button. You can also construct a square. You can use square, that's normal box, give it rounded corners, and also use it as radio button. But for this one, I'm going to use circle. So I'm going to change the thickness of the circle. The circle is kind of too thick. Let's just leave it like that for now. Let me just check for another one. It looks too thick. Okay, I think this works perfectly. This is like 2 buttons. Okay, let's just go ahead and construct our own. So to do that, we just simply add a circle by ourselves. So we do circle, and then we add just a circle. Now, what we're going to do with this circle is we remove the color of the circle. So we make it colorless, there's no color. And then we add a border to it, the stroke style. So that means we can add any strength to it, that's width. So let's just do Let's do 3. 3 is okay, so let's do 3. Now we're going to reduce the size of the radio button and then we'll place it aligned over here. And like I said, radio buttons are used for someone to remember that. If you come back to the website is going to remember your password. So we're going to do replicate this, bring it down here, align it to the center of this radio button. And then what we're going to write is remember. Let's say remember me. You can do remember me, which is perfect. So you do remember me. And then what I want you to do is you just go ahead and group this, the form itself. You just group the form like this. And then you hold your shift button and then click on the phone to ungroup the phone. So you successfully grouped the form together. So you can move the form around if you want to do that. You can also resize the form if you want to do that. So like I said, you group it together like this, and then if you highlight the phone, you hold your shift key and then you click on the phone to ungroup the phone. So that means we can resize our form by ourselves. Now the next thing we're going to do is I think this line and this line, let me see. So this particular line is 2 stroke weights. Let me see this one. Okay, it's also 2 stroke weights. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add forget password. That's forgot password. Forgot password is for someone who doesn't remember their password and wants the system to kind of give them a new password. So we're going to just do forget password here. So on the same line with remember me, we do forgot password. So forgot password is like it has a question mark. So asking you if you forgot your password. So forget password. And because this is a link, we're going to change the color of this to green, just to let them know that's a link to reset your password. Something like this. Let me just make it darker a little bit. So forgot password. That's me. Now we're going to group the forgot password with this. So click on the forgot password, hold your control on your keyboard, and then click on this, or you can hold your shift and click on this. So you hold forgot password, hold your shift key and click on this, and then group the two together. Now the next agenda is adding the login button itself. So we add the login button. So let's go ahead and do that. So to add the login button, you just go to your elements, you search for a square. So we're going to shape the square to, you can use square, you can use rectangle, anyone, but we're going to shape it into a button. So basically, we just drag it down to the center of the page like this. And then you reduce the size a little bit, depending on the size of button you want to use. After that, you go ahead and add corners to it, just a little bit corner. You can decide to make the button like this, depending on the type of button you want. You can carve the button the way you like. Let me just expand it. So we place it at the center of the page. And then once you are done with adding the rounded corners to your text, you go ahead and leave it. So we have the login button here. Now you can decide to make your login button to be gradient color. That's something like this, depending. So you can decide to make it, or you can decide to make it the plain color that we're working with. And then the next thing we're going to do, we're going to add the write-up on it, which is login. So we're going to use this welcome for this one, because the welcome is kind of bigger than the other write-up. So we add the welcome here, and then we change it to login. You can also change it to sign up. Depends. That's sign in. It depends on the write-up you want to use. So sign in and login is the same thing. While sign up and register is the same thing. Now, the next thing we are going to do is we are going to group it again. Group this time around, we are grouping the welcome, the login credential, and this form with this button. So we are grouping all the whole write-ups and the button together this time around. Now, the same process, you hold your shift, click on the phone to ungroup the phone, and then you group only these ones without the phone itself. So that means we can move around these elements. Hope you guys are following so far. Are you guys following? Now, the reason I wanted to group it together is because I want to adjust this background, this green background image. So I will shift this up because I have something to add to this downside. So I'll shift it up a little bit like this. And then I'll go straight to ungrouping the phone. I'll ungroup the phone if it's still grouped. Is actually grouped with the background. So I'm going to ungroup the phone. And then I'm going to send the phone to the back. And then I'm going to click on this background, and I'm going to adjust the background just like this. So now I have a background that looks a little bit shorter. After that, I send it back, and then I group it again with the phone itself. So just like losing it and then bringing it back together. So once you adjust your own, depending on how your own is looking, you can adjust your own, and then after that, you bring it back together. Now, the next thing we are going to do is we are going to add another write-up at the downside. Write-up means if you don't have an account, you should go ahead to sign up. That's register, because this is the login page. So you have to have that write-up so that anybody that doesn't have an account can from there click on that place and then go straight to registration page. So I'm going to write it here. So like I said, watch your alignment. So what we're going to write is don't have an account. It's like a question. Don't have an account. And it's a question. You should have a question mark like this. So it's like you don't have an account. And then beside it, we have sign up. So we write it together with the sign up. But the difference is that we're going to highlight the sign up, and then we color only the sign up. And to do that, once you click on the front of the S, you hold your shift and then use your direction to highlight the sign up. So you click on the back of S like this, click on the back of X, and then you hold your shift key, use your direction to highlight on the sign up. Then after that, you change the color of the sign up to the green color once more. So we should have something like this. So the sign up is green color, that shows there is a link. We forgot this should be forgot password, not forgot you. You guys didn't notice. So this should be forgot password. So let me change it to forgot password. So it should be forgot password. Now the forgot password, let me just stretch it out so that it doesn't actually. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to ungroup it because the forgot password fell off. So I'm going to bring it inside like this. Then after that, I'll go ahead and group it again. Now, since I've adjusted it, I'll just highlight it again, highlight everything, including the don't have an account sign up. And then I'm going to hold my shift, click on the phone itself, and then group on this form. So that means you can adjust the form anyhow you want it. Now, once you adjust, you will place it at the center like this, and then you can decide to adjust the logo also if you want. And that basically is the login page for this job. So now, if you watch this left-hand side, you see that everything is aligned to the left-hand side. So make sure you align your elements, make sure everything is aligned so that it's not going to look, your design is not going to look weird. Align properly, and then make sure no element is touching the edge of the screen. That's the edge of the phone. Are you guys following? Hope you guys are following. Give me a thumbs up if you're following. All right. So what we're going to do is we have like extra 10, 15 or 20 minutes. So what we're going to do now, we're going to work on another page. Now this page we're going to work on is just the splash screen. Splash screen is just like if you enter a website or if you download an app, the first screen will be like, welcome to so application. Click the button to register. Then you click the button, start button, and then it brings you to this page, which is the login page. So we're going to do that page, and then we're going to animate the two pages. Is that okay? All right. So what we're going to do is, since you are done with this, I want you guys to go ahead and resize this. You cannot actually resize it if you are using a free version, but I can resize mine because I'm using a paid version. Now, for this part of this class, once you are done designing this, you are done with the part of the class. But if you don't want to, if you want to move this to another layout, because I'm going to change the layout so I can animate it. If you want to move to another layout, just go ahead and group everything together like this. So everything is grouped together. Now, once you group everything together, you go ahead and click on File over here, and then you click on New Design. Once you click on New Design, you're going to select the presentation design, that's the presentation layout. And then if you select the presentation layout, just click on, after it opens on another tab on your browser, once the layout opens, click on this, do Ctrl+C, copy it, and then go to that layout and paste it. Do you guys understand? If you understand, give me a thumbs up. So group everything together, open a new layout, which is presentation layout, copy this design that you grouped, and then paste it there. It's going to appear. But for me, I'm going to just resize it to a presentation so that I can do the second page and then I can animate it. So I'm going to go ahead and change the layout here. So I'm going to resize the design. As you can see, it's resizing because I'm using a paid account. So you should have something like this. You should have this layout if you do your own properly. So like I said, group everything together, copy it. Once you copy it, open a new layout and then you paste it. Now, since we have this, we can decide to move this to the left-hand side like this, and then add some write-ups here about the company, or you can just place it at the center. But for this class, I'm going to just place it at the center because I want to add another page. So I'll go ahead and select add another page. Now, once I do add another page, I'm going to try and see if I can animate this. Hopefully, I can present. Let me see if I can present 2 pages. All right, so I can present the 2 pages. So let me go ahead and design the second page so that I can present, so that you guys can see what we're working with. So this should be the page 2. This particular one, it should be the page 2. Why this should be the page 1. So let me go ahead and copy this and then paste it here. So this is the page 2. Now for the page 1, we're going to work on this again, just to have that splash screen effect. So what we're going to do in this page 1, so we have page 2 here, we have page 1 here. So what we're going to do is we're going to ungroup everything. So once you ungroup everything, you go ahead and highlight all these things here, leaving only the button. So you leave only the button. So let's say you delete this. You basically delete all the form. Everything that has to do with the form, you go ahead and delete it. You leave only the button. I'll just go ahead and delete the button. We're going to do another type of button this time around. So you delete everything that has to do with the form. Now you're going to leave the welcome and this. Now what we're going to do now, we're going to ungroup this. Ungroup the phone. Yeah, so we'll ungroup it and then let's work on it. So I send the phone to the back, and then this background, I'm going to stretch it out to cover the whole page like this. And then after that, I send it to the back. You guys see what I'm doing? Are you guys understanding what I'm doing? So I deleted everything and then I'm stretching this out. Now, once I do that, I'm going to place this welcome here. Or let me just place it at the center. And then this, I'll place it under the welcome. And then for the logo, I just bring it down to the center of the page. Let me just do the logo a little bit on top of this thing like this. And then I will say welcome to, let's say the company name is Zeus. Let me say welcome to Zeus. And then I'll stretch it right up. Make sure everything is centered. Make sure everything is centered. Now, once I do welcome to Zeus, I'll be like, let's say the best trading platform with over 4K plus users. Something like this. So I'll do the write up like this. Just talk about what the company does, just a little bit. I'll change the alignment of this to, let's say, you can still center it though. Let me just justify. Okay, let me just center it. Let's just continue. So once you add the write up here, we are good to go. Now the next thing we are going to do, we are going to run another button. Now we're going to duplicate this one, and then we'll place it at the downside like this, and then we'll do get started. Get started. And then we'll add the button at this place. So to run the button, this time around, we're going to use a circle as a button. Now we're going to resize the circle. The button shouldn't be too big or too small, so it should be perfect size. So mind the kind of the button you use, mind the size of the button you use. So once I do this, I will change the color of the button to look like this. Now, to show that this is a button, I'm going to add an arrow to it. So I'll do arrow. If you don't add an arrow, someone might not know that is a button. So the person now is going to know that get started button is actually that shape there. But if you don't add any sign, the person is not going to know that it's a button. So let's do arrow. I don't like these arrows though, so let me look for something else. So we do get started arrow, and after that we are going to animate it, animate all the pages. Okay, this is actually what I wanted to create. So I think I'm just going to go ahead to use this one. Let me change the color and see what happens. Let me see how it looks. Okay, I think that works better. So let's go ahead and use this particular icon here under graphics arrow. You see it under graphics. So like I did before, I'm going to resize it. Exactly, this is what I'm looking for. So I'll place it at the center like this. So that means if you click on this get started, it's going to take you to this page. Are you guys following? All right. Now for the background, like I said, I don't like white background. So let's just change the white background to the plain white. We are going to change it to white background image, just to give it a little bit flair or something like that. We don't want to use plain white background. Looks boring. So let's go ahead and do that also, since we're about to end the design. So let me just add this. I'm going to place this and cover the whole page. After that, I send it to the back, so it looks better like that. I copy it, I also paste it here and send it to the back also. So we are done with this page and this page. Now the animation part, we are going to run small animation for this page. let's just animate the button. So we go animate, and then we do pan, or we do pan. So you can do pan up, or you can do side pan, or you can do pop. So depending on what you want to use, you can use any of the both animations. So I'm just going to go ahead and do. I'm looking for rotation. Let me see how rotation looks. Okay, it doesn't look good. Okay, let me just do. If you look at these animations, you see this pause. This pause looks perfect for that button, so that someone will know that the button is actually clickable. So adjust the speed of the pause properly. All right, that looks better. So that's for that. And then welcome to Zeus. We're going to pan welcome to Zeus. So we'll scroll down and then we'll pan welcome to Zeus, just like this. Also the right up, we're going to swipe the right up. So it looks something like this. Now we're done with that page. For this page also, what we're going to do is we're going to, let's say, stomp the logo or pause the logo. Let me just do. So you can actually decide on what you want to do, though. I wouldn't tell you what you want to animate, how you want to animate it at this point. But let me just finish up my design. So I'll do pop for the logo, and then I'm going to pan this credential. I'll also pan this welcome, and then we leave the form the way it is. Then we make the button to be paused here also. But this time around, we're going to reduce the pause size, the intensity. All right. So let me go ahead and present so you see what we have. So we have this page, and the button is kind of pausing. And then once the person clicks on the page, click on the button, it's going to take the person to the second page, just like this. I don't think this second button, the pause looks okay. I don't think it looks okay. So I'm going to go ahead and animate again. I don't like the pause on the second button because the button is kind of long. So I think we are going to do let's do rise for the button. And then the right up on the button, let's also do rise. So the two of them can rise together. Yeah, that works perfectly. So let's go ahead and present again. I thought I removed the. Hold on a bit. Let me just. Can you guys still hear me? Can you guys hear me? Okay. I applied a new animation, but it didn't actually reflect. So I'll just go ahead and remove the animations for the button. And then let me see how it looks. So we do rise. Okay, that works perfectly. So we do rise for the button and the login right up. So let's present again and see how it looks. I don't know, for some reason, the button is still breathing. Let me just go ahead and refresh my page. So it shouldn't be breathing anymore because I removed the animation from the button. So let me go ahead and check it out. So we did rise, and then, okay, on this down part, we have to reduce or remove this particular one. That's the add-on effect for this. Okay. I think that's going to work now because I just removed it. So we have this page. Okay, I think it has. Okay, I'll go ahead and clear the animation for the button. So I cleared everything for the button. So you shouldn't have that pause again. So we are going to only have the rise up. All right, so finally it worked. So I had to clear the animation for it to work. So for this page, this button is pausing so that you know it's clickable. Then for the next page, it looks like this. Now the problem we have with this transition is that the two pages doesn't have what's it called? It doesn't have transition in between them, because this layout wasn't the first layout we were using to design this. But if you are designing this on a presentation from the onset, it's not going to look like this. It's going to look like this. Like our normal classes, you normally see these boxes at the downside, and then in between the boxes, you see transition. So once we add something like match and move transition, it's going to look better than this. So I just resized it. So I'll just show you how to design this splash. It's called splash screen. So this is the splash screen, while this is the login page. So for this also, you can duplicate this login page and turn it to a sign up page. You can turn it into a sign up page. Then change the right up to fill out your details to register an account. And then over here, we do email address, password, confirm password, maybe phone number, stuff like that. So the form for registration is going to be longer. We have full name, email address, password, confirm password. And then the difference is now you are going to remove this forgot password because you are just creating a new account, so it doesn't have forgot password. And then the button here is not going to be login, it's going to be sign up or register. And then this don't have an account. What you're going to write here on the registration page is already have an account. You should write already have an account. That's what you write here. You shouldn't write don't have an account. So you write already have an account. And then this sign up is going to be login or sign in. So the registration page, the button here is sign in or sign up, while the login page, the button here is sign up or register. So anything that is on the registration page shouldn't be here. So you just add the link to the registration page. That if the person doesn't have an account, the person should click to go to the registration page. But if the person have an account on the registration page, the person should click to come to login page so that the person can just log in because they have an account. So it makes sense to use don't have an account and already have an account. So you guys should pay attention to that. So once you are done designing these two pages, you can decide to run the registration page, change up the form a little bit, and then you do some touches. Any questions so far? Any questions? Any questions so far? If you don't have a question, I'm going to give you guys a chance to talk about the best part of the design. So since you don't have a question, you guys should go ahead. Let's start from Gloria. Gloria, what do you think about the design?
I really like how you added the animation for get started on the sign in screen.
All right, works perfectly. Okay, Jane, what do you think about this page or this page? Which page do you like the most? And then what do you think about
I like
Jane?
I like the first page because of the animations are good, and also the phone getting colored with the backgrounds and stuff is good with the page one.
All right, perfect. Ikech, what do you think about the design? Which page do you like better, the login page or the splash screen?
I like the second page. I like the second page because of how you laid out all of the information and the things there.
All right, so Ikech is the first person to like the login page itself. That's great. Emanuela, what do you think about the design? Which page do you like the most?
I like the way that you used different textures for like the background and for the background on the phone to make it so that it's not so bland.
All right, that makes sense. Who else? Who else is on the call? My network is kind of. Who else is on the call, please? I'm seeing two others.
I am.
Who is speaking?
Praise.
Huh?
Praise.
Praise.
Yeah.
All right. So, Praise, what do you think about the design? Which page is best for you?
For me, I like the second page because of all the, like Emanuela said, like the textures and how it isn't so bland, and I also like the information part.
All right, that makes sense. Who is the last person? I think there's one more person. Who is the last person? Who is the last person on the call? I don't think she's active. All right. Okay, Kamsi Ochuku, what do you think about the design?
I like the second page because of the same reason Emanuela does.
All right. Okay, now pay attention to this. Watch the alignments. Like I said, this is centered, this is centered, this button is centered, this get started is centered, with the logo itself is centered. So everything is aligned centered on this page. While this page, everything is aligned to the left. So you have to pay attention to the arrangements. So I'll align everything to the left except the logo. So anytime you're designing, make sure to align properly. Now, since we're done with the design, what we're going to do is on this first page, we're going to go ahead and highlight everything. And then we unhighlight the background itself because I don't want to group it together with the background. So I'll hold on Shift, click on the background, and then I'm going to group the phone only. So I can move the phone around if I want to. For the second page, the same process, highlight everything together. And then hold your Shift, click on the background to unhighlight the background. And then we have you group together. So that means you can move the phone also. Now, the reason I'm saying this is once you're done with designing these two things, you can actually use this for an advert. So you can design this for someone and use it for an advert. So that means these grouped elements, you can decide to animate it as a whole. That means you can pan the mobile phone itself. So if you place it at the center like this, and then you pan it, it's going to enter to the center. So if you want to send it to someone to use in an advertisement video, you can actually send it to someone. So the person is going to add it to their video editing. So once they pan the phone, we have write-ups here, the company, write-ups about the company, stuff like, let's say, let me just add some write-ups so you understand what I'm saying. So over here is something like the best trading platform for stock exchange. Now, what we're going to do is, I just want to show you the reason I'm asking you guys to group it together. We're going to change the alignment for this. So you can actually do this here, do this like this. And since this is an app, what we're going to do is we add something like, I'm going to show you, I don't know if the button is here. Let me just try and see. Google Play Store. So search Google Play Store. It should be here though. So we're going to add Google Play Store button to it, and then we add, what's it called? Okay, I don't think they have Google Play Store here. I don't know the reason why, but you can actually download the button from. You can download the button from Google. Let me just go ahead and show you the button so you understand what I'm saying. Google Play Store download. Let me just share the screen. So over here we see Google Play. I search Google Play Store download. This is what I'm looking for. This Play Store download. So you can download this image and then you add it under this post, this write-up. You add it under this write-up. The reason that the best trading platform, and then you add the button here, and then let's say you pan this one from the right, you pan. This pan, you click on it, and then you change direction to the left. So it's not coming from the right, it's coming from the left. And then what it does is that if the person is running the advert, this is coming from the right up is coming from the left to the right, to the right, from the right to the left, and then this one is coming from the left to the right, and then the button is here, the download button. So someone will know that this app is for download. So you can actually use this page for a video advert. So you just add some write-ups on this place and add the Google Play download button here, just the picture, so that someone will know that this is downloadable. The same goes to this. You can pan this one also to this side, and then you add the features of the app. Let's say fast download, good trading rates, easy UI design, something like that. So you add the features over here. So once you add the features over here, you can use these 2 pages for an advert. So as a quick advert, let me just show you how it's going to look. So if you watch YouTube videos regularly, you see adverts like this. It's very, very simple. The advert is like 5 seconds adverts. It's very, very quick and it converts a lot. So you just have this kind of adverts. Hope you understand. So you can also add some write-up. You pan the write-up from the left side to the right side, just features about the app. And then you can use the 2 pages for an advert. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? If you understand what I'm saying, give you a thumbs up. So that's basically how you go about. So if you can actually design, what's it called? An advert for someone. Now, if they have a website already, for example, let me just show you something. Let me just go to the website. Which website should I go to right now? Okay, let me just do Netflix login. I want to show you guys something. Now, I'll go to Netflix login page. You see this login page? Let me go ahead and inspect it so that I'll see the small version view. Now, you see this mobile version view? This is the login page. This is mobile view. Now, this mobile view, if someone asks you to run an advert for them, advert design for them, what you're going to do is you just use your snipping tool. You search for snipping tool on your browser, on your laptop. You use the snipping tool to cut out. What you're going to do is you just cut out this place. You cut it out with the snipping tool. If you search snipping tool on your system, you see it. So you just cut it out, and then you take this image that you cut out, that's this page, and then you go to your Canva, and then you add the mobile phone, and then you paste the picture. Let me just go ahead and do it so you see what I mean. I'll just go ahead and snip this login page for Netflix. After this, we end the class. Let me just show you what I mean. So I'm snipping the page right now. I'm snipping the page right now. So once I snip it, I'm going to save it, and then I'm going to upload it to Canva. So I'm done snipping the page. So let me go back to the design. So now, since I'm done snipping the page, what I'm going to do is, let me just go ahead and duplicate this page so I wouldn't stress myself arranging it back after. So this is a duplicate. So I'll first of all ungroup this, and then I'm going to highlight everything except the phone. And then I will delete everything except the phone. Now what we're going to do is we're going to upload the image. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Okay, so we are uploading the image right now. So this is how it looks. So I snipped the page. And then I add it. Just the same process of adding that background. This time around, you are not going to be designing any background. You are not going to download any background. So you are going to use their own background, just like this. So you use their own to design. You add the rounded corners to it, just like we did when the class started. After that, you just move it to the back. Hope you guys are following so far. All right. So after that, you just position it to the backwards, position it backwards, and then you have something like this. You understand? So you can actually add. Can you guys hear me? All right, my network is connected. So that's it for today's class, guys. I'll post the video on the group chat for people that missed the class. And once you're done with your page, just go ahead and send it to me. I'll send it to the group for reviews. Is that okay? All right, you can give a thumbs up and then let's end the class. Thank you for joining this session. Bye.